My name is Tracy Rogers, and I'm the co-chair for Medfield High School's all-night graduation party. I am joined by my co-chair, Tracy Fedak, and today we wanted to spend a few minutes with you speaking about the importance of the party. Recently, all Medfield households received our annual fundraising letter. I'm sure it's familiar to many of you. We've been doing it for several years, and it's always printed on the same blue paper. We wanted to especially reach out today to talk about the value of the party to the community, to thank you for your past support. It's always really made a difference as we approach the final run towards graduation in June, and that support really helps us move to that big deadline for us and put the final touches on the party. So with that, let me welcome my co-chair, Tracy. This is our second year co-chairing the party, and it's even more special for us because we both have seniors who are graduating, two sons who happen to be very close friends. So the party, I think, has been a little bit more fun knowing that they're going to be able to see it. What do you think, Tracy?
No, absolutely. And your son Sam and my son Wesley, you know, they're the seniors this year, and I think last year was our first year of being, you know, the head honchos in charge of the party, and we saw how great it was. But having two children there, it just makes it extra special, not only for us, but just because I think that we can really understand better how all parents, you know, feel about keeping their kids safe. And that's really what the, you know, ANGP, that's our acronym for the all-night graduation party.
That's good that you brought that up, because if we had to for the next 10 minutes keep saying all-night graduation party, we'd spend all our time using those words. So we do really use the acronym ANGP.
Right, and so ANGP is really a tradition here in Medfield. They have been, you know, we have been doing it for 24 years, but having it said that,
yes, we are too young to have been doing it for 24 years.
But it has been going on.
And we won't be doing it in 24 more years. You know,
yes,
we have a few years left in us, but not 24.
I can agree with that. So, but Medfield has been doing this, putting on this party for 24 years. And really, the reason for the party is to keep the kids safe, fun, and supervised on graduation night. I think, you know, you would agree, and all parents agree, that we want our kids to be safe and to celebrate this really huge milestone, this 13 years of, you know, of schooling in a fun way, but we don't want to be worrying all night where they are and what they're doing.
Yeah. And I think a big feature of the party that makes it so successful, typically we have 95% of the student body, the graduating class, will attend the party. And I think what attracts, I mean, teenagers, when you think about it, or young adults, depending upon the day, what I call my son, in our house, is what would make them come back to the high school. The fact is the integrity of the party. We really are providing 8 hours. We like to say it's fun, but the reason why it's fun is there's food, there's activities, there's entertainment, there's 2 shows. Well, and there's a dog and pony show.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to jump in and say, you know, what I like to tell, you know, parents who ask me, there is truly something for everyone. Whether your kid is a dancer, we have a DJ with, you know, a dance floor that they can spend all night at. There are tattoo artists and handwriting artists. There are shows. You know, if your child doesn't really get into that, but maybe likes to, you know, play blackjack or, you know, do, you know, roulette, we have that, right? And then we also have the old-fashioned, like, bouncy house, which a lot of kids like to do. I mean, truly, there is something for this part, you know, at this party for everyone, whatever your, you know, your taste as an individual. And the reason why, I know we're focusing on all the fun aspects of that, but the reason why we get 95% is because I think, you know, we make sure that there's a lot to keep the kids occupied. We want these kids to tell their siblings and their friends that this is something that they don't want to miss.
And I think that is absolutely true. This class size, if I haven't mentioned it before, is 232 kids. So at 95% participation, we'll expect 220 kids for 8 hours over at Medfield High School. It is a daunting task. It takes probably over 50 to 60 volunteers that night to supervise the party, but the parents are fantastic to do it. It's been our policy, and I think this adds to the attractiveness of the party to the students, to the graduates, is that senior parents cannot chaperone their own kids.
Well, I want to jump in and say one thing, that you did mention that there are 50 to 60 parents that are chaperoning that night, and that's absolutely true. We couldn't run the party without them. Having had said that, to put on this whole party, we have been at this for months, and it probably takes a team of at least 400 volunteers to put this whole, party together. One of the things that I really like is the decorating, and we have been working on decorating an area of the school. We take about, a third of the school, and it's petitioned off, and we pick a theme, and then we decorate each section to follow this theme. And when I tell you that we have been working on this for months, it's not an understatement. And again, just the countless hours that parent volunteers and just people from the community. We get a lot of people that don't even have children in the school who come back and help us out. It's truly a labor of
I think
love.
that is an important point, that we probably have 5 or 6 parents who are almost retired, who will come every Wednesday and help us with the decorating process, will help install, and will even come at 5 in the morning to help us clean up, because they so believe in the party, and also their kids have gone through it and they have really seen the value of it. I think the importance of doing the decorating really does add to that desirability of the students coming that evening, because they know it's going to be a surprise.
Right.
It's hyped up a little bit because we really have that area of the school on lockdown. Even at graduation day, we have almost security guards out there saying that they can't come in to see it. And also, the school is not recognizable. And I think that we're not saying go back to the same old cafeteria that you just ate lunch at Medfield High School for the past 4 years. And the Medfield High School cafeteria is a lovely facility. The school is still relatively new, but it is a school cafeteria. We really can do it up. And I feel terrible because I keep in the description of the decorating using the word we, and I should really be using the word Tracy Fedak, because she is the chair and I have very little to do it. And what she does and her talent in decorating and helping people put their visions into practice is unparalleled. You will be able to, and you'll see it on the blue flyer, any Medfield resident can come on June 11th between 10 a.m. and 12. Tracy and I will be there. The school will be open. The only thing we ask is that if for some reason you have a neighbor who's a senior, or you have a senior and they try to sneak in, that you do not bring any seniors, or if you have younger kids, or even a graduate who might tell and spill the beans, that you speak with them ahead of time, because we'll at that point have just about 28 hours before we have the big reveal. So
right, and you know what? I mean, we are talking about the decorating, and Tracy's right. Personally, it's just fun for me. I really like to do that. But the thing, and when you talked about having neighbors who are seniors, that I just want to make sure that we let everybody know is this party is open to all students, all Medfield students, graduating students. There is no ticket to buy. There is no fee to pay. I mean, we rely on donations. And the main donations actually come from the senior parents themselves. But as we've mentioned,
may I just add, between the amount that we ask senior parents for donating in time, do you ever feel a little out of place at Shaw's or at CVS when senior parents see you, that maybe that you go to say hello and they've ducked behind these shelves just a little bit?
Exactly, that they may be thinking, what does she want me to decorate? I'm not creative.
What do they need now? But
yeah.
We say that in jest because we couldn't get more support, but it really does take the entire village to make it an all-inclusive party.
Yeah, and it's great because it really is open to everyone, and like I was saying, the main people who are supporting the party financially are the parents, but we rely, another big part is the community, and I know that we have sent.
Hold this up one more time. I have it the right way in your mail. Yes.
We have sent this out again, and right now we are kind of we can see the finish line, and we're trying to get everything in place, and the entertainment, and of course there's food for the kids, and we usually end up needing a little bit more financial support at the end here. And that's where Medfield community comes in. They have always supported us, and we're really appreciative of.
And I think that aspect of the party being all-inclusive is something that we can talk about a little bit more. The senior year, now this is my first year going through it, your second, and I think you could say it maybe of really the junior year too, is really for the kids very high pressured. There's a lot of testing that they have to take. They're doing their college applications. But even some of the fun stuff, like going to the prom, you have to ask somebody for a date. You need a special dress. This party is really, it's open to everybody, and it's a fun night that's a stress-free night. The kids just come in their shorts and their t-shirts.
They don't have to bring anything with them.
They don't have to bring anything with them. They sometimes come alone, they sometimes come with their friends, but there's nothing, you're not going to be let down on June 12th at 9 o'clock at the all-night graduation party. The doors are wide open for you, and I think that's a great way for them to end their tenure in the 13 years of their time at Medfield High School.
No, I agree, and as you said, this is my second year of going through this. Our oldest son graduated last year, so he's now a freshman, finishing up his freshman year in college, and you know, so this, you know, our Wesley, who is the senior, is coming right behind, and it's really stressful, it's crazy, and I saw how much JJ enjoyed it last year, but now that I've had that perspective, and JJ really, more importantly, has had that perspective, has said to me, and many other adults, and his father, just how great it was, and just way above his expectations. And really, the thing that he liked is that we don't allow cell phones into the party, and he liked that because he felt that the whole class, whether you have a best friend or 5 best friends or a group of best friends, the whole class together was just hanging out and, like you said, having this one last experience before everybody goes off and does their own thing.
I think the other thing that we do want to highlight is the substance-free aspect of the party.
Yep.
And I don't want anyone viewing us today think that we're at all saying that all seniors or high school students are out there using alcohol and partying. That is definitely not the case in Medfield, but we do know that especially by senior years, most high school students have at least tried alcohol, and I think in that Metro West health survey that was just published this year, I think the number was 30% actively do use substances on the weekends. I'm not saying that kids have problems, but we know that this is out there.
Well, we don't want to be naive thinking.
I think that's right. That's what I was trying to say, Tracy. I think we don't want to be naive, and that is a very vital part to the party, that it is supervised. It's not supervised by your parents, but there are adults there. We do check kids in, and it's a very safe environment for them to let loose.
Yeah, no, I think that truly is one of the most important, if you want to, aspects of the party, and truly the mission of ANGP is to provide a safe, substance-free environment that's fun, and that the kids can do something. I'm saying productive, but productive fun. And so I think as an adult, it is good for us to set an example to show our kids that you can have fun, and it does not have to include alcohol or any other paraphernalia.
I don't know. There's a little bit behind it. But
yeah,
I think one of the other things, and you might not remember this conversation, but when we first started co-chairing, we were looking at the party, and the party is 8 hours, and we're looking at the cost and what we could do. And I said, well, what if we started the party at 11 o'clock? We would have less need for volunteers.
Right.
We would need a little bit less money, a little bit less food. And I thought you were so right on, because I hadn't really thought of it that way. But you said this party has gone on for so long without any problems, and the reason I believe that we don't have problems is because it starts so early. That if we started at 11 o'clock, you were I want to say you were very loudly spoken about it. So, and when you said it, it really resonated with me that starting at 9 o'clock, especially because graduation isn't until it starts in the afternoon that day. The kids, they get home by 5 o'clock, they have dinner, and then they come right to us. There isn't time for a lot of shenanigans.
Perfect. I really, truly could not have said it better. And I think that, I know we're kind of repeating ourselves, but the whole fact that this has been going on in Medfield for 24 years and we have not had a problem, where's that wood, with with anything, and that's our goal to to continue this tradition that we're so lucky to be a part of. I know one of the parents from last year, Maria Baylor, she had written us after her son David attended the party, and I know that you had kind of written down her quote to us, paraphrasing
yes, I did, yes.
But I think that it's great to hear from a parent her view on what this all-night grad party means.
Well, what Maria had sent to us on our Facebook page, I think we woke up to it the day after graduation last year, which for us was probably 3 in the afternoon because we had to stay, clean up, probably didn't get to our house at 12. But Maria's quote, and I will look into the camera as I'm saying this, she stated on the Facebook page, it was not until my son was a senior that I fully appreciated the value of ANGP. I was home asleep graduation night confident and feeling secure that David was having the time of his life, and I had no worries.
Yeah, I think that sums it up, and that's truly why we are asking, the whole community for, whatever financial support that they can give us. That we would just really like to continue to have this enticing party so that kids are safe.
That's it.
Yeah.
Anything else that you think that we should say?
I don't think so. I think we've covered it. I know you and I can always talk about this because we feel so strongly and so passionately about it, for a long time. But really, we truly appreciate all the help that the Medfield community has given us and will continue to give us. I have no doubt.
All right, so next year as co-chairs, 3 years, is it going to be easy peasy for us, you think? We'll be able to do it with our eyes closed?
I hope so, that every year we'll get a little bit better. So.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time today. Just a quick reminder, when you see this blue flyer, if you can open it up and give us some consideration. If you don't have the blue flyer, you can certainly just send any tax-deductible donation to P.O. Box 38, Medfield, Massachusetts. You can make your check or donation out to Medfield High School all-night graduation party. We want to just one final time reiterate our thanks to the Medfield community, in particular the Medfield Police, who are so supportive of us, Chief Meany that night, the Medfield High School, Mr. Parger. Without his staff and his support, there could be no all-night graduation party. Without the support of the senior classes, parents, this year, and really without the support of the 400 volunteers who have students who will be in the party that night, who will have students coming up to be in the party next year, who have had past graduates. The party is really a Medfield supportive event for the class of 2016. So on their behalf, we end with a big thank you to you all.